The judge had just called my name. My voice was calm. My hands were steady. My black robe felt heavy on my shoulders. Then I looked up, and I saw my father, sitting in the front row, next to his lawyer, next to my little brother, in handcuffs. My father's face turned white. His mouth opened, but no sound came out. He stared at me like he had seen a ghost, because the judge in front of him was me, and I was about to decide his son's case. The same father who once said judges were corrupt. The same father who canceled my law school. The same father who destroyed my dreams. Now he was trapped in my courtroom, and he knew it. I could see fear in his eyes. Real fear. The kind that makes grown men shake. The judge beside me whispered, "Are you ready, Miss Carter?" I nodded, but inside, my heart was screaming, because what I was about to do would change everything. And if you think this is crazy, if you think this is impossible, please stay with me, like this story. Subscribe and watch till the end, because what my father did to me first was worse than anything you can imagine. My name is Maya Carter, and this is how my own father tried to erase my future. 7 years earlier, I was just a girl with big dreams. I lived in a small town outside Columbus, Ohio. Nothing fancy. One grocery store, one high school, one church, one broken basketball court. But I was happy. I had my mom. I had my dad. I had my little brother Jason. And I had one dream: to become a lawyer. Not a famous one. Not a rich one. Just a fair one. I wanted to help people. I wanted to protect kids like me. Kids whose voices were never heard. Every night, I sat on my bed with law books from the library. Old books. Heavy books. Books that smelled like dust. But I loved them. I studied while my friends watched TV. I practiced speeches in the mirror. I pretended my bedroom was a courtroom. "Your Honor," I would say, pointing at my pillow. "My client is innocent." My mom used to smile when she saw me. She'd say, "My little lawyer." She believed in me with her whole heart. My dad? Not so much. My father, Robert Carter, owned a small car repair shop. He was loud, proud, stubborn. He believed money was everything. If it didn't bring cash, it was useless. That was his rule. "Dreams don't pay bills," he always said. "Books don't feed families. Only hard work does." To him, hard work meant grease, tools, and long hours. Not school, not college, not law. But when I got accepted into Howard University, everything changed. I still remember that letter. White envelope, blue logo. My hands were shaking. I opened it slowly, and there it was. "Congratulations." I screamed. I ran to my mom. We cried together. We danced in the kitchen. I felt like my life had started, like the world had finally opened its door to me. That night, we waited for my dad to come home. We wanted to tell him. We wanted him to be proud. When he walked in, tired and dirty, I rushed to him. "Dad," I shouted. "I got in. Howard. Pre-law." He froze. Then he laughed. Not a happy laugh. A cold one. "Law," he said. "You want to be one of those corrupt judges?" My smile fell. "What?" I asked. "They're all the same," he said. "Taking bribes. Helping rich criminals. Lying." "I'm not like that," I said quickly. "I just want to help people." He waved his hand. "Stories," he said. "Fairy tales." My mom tried to calm him. "Robert, she worked hard. She earned this." He turned to her. "And who's paying?" he asked. Silence filled the room. Because the truth was, we were poor. Very poor. No savings. No college fund. No backup. We needed loans. Help. Support. And my dad knew it. "I'm not wasting my money on lies," he said. My heart dropped. "Dad, please," I whispered. He looked at me like I was a stranger. I said no. That night, I cried in my room. I begged. I wrote letters. I promised to work part-time. I promised scholarships. I promised everything. For weeks. Nothing changed. Then one afternoon, my mom called me into the living room. Her eyes were red. Maya, she said softly. I'm sick. I froze. What? Heart problem, she whispered. I need treatment. My world started spinning.
Doctors.
Bills. Medicine. More money.
We didn't have.
That night, my dad made a decision. Without me. Without asking. He took my college money. All of it. Every dollar. And paid hospital bills. I understood helping Mom. I really did. But he didn't stop there. He canceled my student loans. He canceled my admission. He canceled my future. I found out from an email. Your enrollment has been withdrawn. I read it again. And again. And again. I ran to him. What did you do? I screamed. He didn't even look up. I saved this family, he said. You should thank me. You ruined my life. I cried. He stood up. His face was hard. Stop being dramatic, he said. Go work. Be useful. Something broke inside me that day. My mom got better. But I got worse. I worked at a diner. Then a store. Then 2 jobs. I watched my friends leave for college. I stayed behind. Alone. Forgotten. One night, I overheard my dad talking on the phone. Laughing.
Proud.
She wanted to be some big judge, he said. I shut that down. I stood behind the door. Shaking. Crying silently. That was when I decided. He took my dream. But I would take it back. No matter how long it took. No matter how hard it was. And I did. I studied at night. I saved every dollar. I applied again. Years later. On my own. No help. No support. Just pain and fire. But before I could leave town, before I could escape, something terrible happened. One evening, police cars filled our street. Red and blue lights everywhere. Neighbors watching. Whispering. My brother Jason was crying. My dad was shouting. And officers were walking toward our house. With handcuffs. And a warrant. Calling my father's name. Robert Carter, they said. Step outside. My heart stopped. Because they weren't there for him. They were there for Jason. And they said 3 words that changed my life forever. Armed robbery suspect. The police lights kept flashing.
Red. Blue. Red. Blue.
Like my whole world was breaking in slow motion. Jason was crying so hard he couldn't breathe. He was only 16.
16.
He still slept with his bedroom light on. He still hugged Mom before school. He was not a criminal. He was not a robber. He was my baby brother. Please, my dad shouted. You've got the wrong person. 2 officers held Jason by his arms. They pulled him toward the patrol car. Dad. Jason screamed. I didn't do anything. I ran forward. Stop. I yelled. Please, he's innocent. An officer blocked me. Ma'am, step back. My mom was shaking. She almost collapsed. I held her. My heart was pounding so loud, I thought it would burst. Our neighbors stood outside. Phones out. Recording. Whispering. Judging. By morning, everyone knew. Robert Carter's son is a robber. That was the story. No one cared about the truth. At the station, they questioned Jason for hours. No lawyer. No sleep. No food. I sat on a cold bench. All night. Praying. Begging God. Promising everything. Finally, a detective came out. He looked tired. Your brother is being charged, he said. Armed robbery of a convenience store. I felt dizzy. But there's cameras, I said. He was home that night. The detective shrugged. Witness says it was him. One witness. I asked. Yes. Who? He didn't answer. My dad hired a cheap lawyer. A man who smelled like cigarettes and lies. He barely talked. Barely listened. He took our money. And disappeared most days. Jason was sent to juvenile detention. Gray walls. Metal beds. Cold food. Cold faces. Every visit broke my heart. He looked smaller.
Thinner. Scared.
Maya, he whispered once. I'm not bad, right? I grabbed his hands. No. I said. You're good. You're good. But inside I was afraid. The case moved fast. Too fast. Court dates. Paperwork. Deadlines. We didn't understand any of it. My dad didn't care. He complained more than he helped. System is rigged, he said. Judges are corrupt. They want our money. They don't care about truth. I stared at him. You always say that, I said. Then why won't you fight? He snapped. Because it's useless. That word hit me. Useless. Like my dreams. Like my pain. Like my brother's life. So I fought. I started reading laws online. Watching court videos. Learning words I couldn't pronounce. I visited libraries after work. I asked questions. I begged clerks. Some ignored me. Some laughed. But one woman didn't. Her name was Mrs. Thompson. She worked at the courthouse. Gray hair. Kind eyes. She saw me crying in the hallway one day. Who are you here for? She asked. My brother, I said. He's innocent. She nodded slowly. Then learn the rules, she said. The rules can save lives. She showed me how to read case files, how to request records, how to file motions. Little things, powerful things. I found something strange. The witness. A man named Trevor Mills. He had a record. Fraud. Lying. Stealing. He had a deal with police. If he testified, his charges disappeared. My hands shook when I read that. This is wrong, I whispered. I showed my dad. He barely looked. So, he said, they all lie. We can use this. I cried. We can fight back. He slammed the table. I said stop. Stop pretending you're a lawyer. Tears ran down my face. I'm trying to save Jason. And I'm trying to survive, he yelled. We stopped talking after that. Jason's trial came. Small courtroom. Brown walls. Hard benches. Cold air. Trevor pointed at Jason. That's him, he said. He had a gun. Jason cried. I didn't. The jury watched. Quiet. Confused. The lawyer did nothing. No questions. No fight. Just silence. I wanted to scream. I wanted to run up there. But I couldn't. The verdict came fast. Guilty. One word. One bullet. Jason collapsed. My mom screamed. I felt my legs give out. 3 years in juvenile prison. 3 years. For something he didn't do. Outside the courtroom, my dad cursed. See, he said. Told you. Corrupt. I looked at him. Really looked. You let this happen, I said. He slapped me. Right there. In front of everyone. My face burned. My ears rang. Watch your mouth, he said. That was the day I stopped being his daughter. That night, Jason called from detention. Maya, he whispered. Promise me something. What? I asked. Don't give up, he said. Be the lawyer you wanted. I closed my eyes. I promise, I said. 2 weeks later, my mom collapsed at work. Another heart attack. This time worse. Hospital. Machines. Tubes. Bills. Again. My dad sold my laptop. My books. My savings. Everything. Without telling me. To pay. I came home to an empty room. Empty shelves. Empty dreams. I screamed. I cried. I begged. He didn't care. You owe this family, he said. That night, I packed a bag. 2 shirts. 1 notebook. $20. And I left. Without saying goodbye. I didn't know where I was going. I only knew one thing. I would never be powerless again. And as I walked to the bus station, my phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. 3 words. Jason is bleeding. My phone slipped from my hand. Jason is bleeding. 3 words. 3 knives in my chest. I picked it up so fast my fingers hurt. Who is this? I typed. No answer. I called. Straight to voicemail. I ran. I didn't even know where I was running. I just ran back toward the bus station, toward the street, toward anywhere with a signal. I called the detention center. No answer. Again. No answer. My heart was beating so fast I felt sick. Finally, someone picked up. Juvenile facility. A tired voice said. My brother.
I cried.
Jason Carter. Is he okay? Silence. Then typing. Then breathing. Yes, the woman said slowly. He was attacked. My knees buckled. Attacked. I whispered. With what? I asked. Another inmate, she said. Metal tray. Is he alive? I begged.
Yes.
For now.
For now.
I took the next bus. All night. No sleep. No food. Just fear. When I saw Jason in the hospital, I almost didn't recognize him. Stitches on his head. Bruises on his face. One eye swollen shut. Tubes in his arm. He looked broken. I held his hand. I'm here, I whispered. He opened his good eye. Maya, he said weakly. They said, Dad told them I was a snitch. My blood turned cold. What? The guard said someone called, he said. Told them I was helping police. I stared at him. Who? I asked. He swallowed. They said my father. I couldn't breathe. No, I whispered. No, he wouldn't. Jason squeezed my hand.
He did, he said.
Because he was angry, I blamed him. My whole body started shaking. My own father put a target on his son's back. Because he was mad. I left the hospital shaking. I went home. Straight to him. He was sitting on the couch. Watching TV. Eating chips. Like nothing happened. I stood in front of him. Did you call the jail? I asked. He didn't look up. Maybe, he said. My vision went red. You told them he was a snitch, I said. So what? He replied. He embarrassed me. I slapped him.
Hard.
He jumped up. You crazy girl. You almost killed him. I screamed. He's your son. He's weak, my dad said. Just like you. Something died inside me. That night, I slept on the floor. Next morning, I left again. This time for good. I moved to Cleveland. I worked 3 jobs.
Cleaner. Cashier.
Night security. I slept 4 hours a day. I studied the rest. Community college. Then state university. Then law school. No parties. No friends. No life. Just books.
Pain.
And promises. 7 years passed. Jason got out.
Changed. Quiet.
Angry.
Lost.
My mom passed away during my 2nd year of law school. Heart failure. I wasn't even there. I watched her funeral on video. Because I had exams. I cried in the bathroom. Then went back to class. I graduated top of my class.
People clapped.
I didn't smile. I passed the bar. I became a public defender. Then a prosecutor. Then slowly, a judge. At 32. One of the youngest in Ohio.
Newspapers wrote about me.
Rising star. Justice woman. Voice for the voiceless. My dad never called. Never congratulated me. Never cared. Jason moved back home with him. No job. No school. Just anger. One night, Jason called me.
Drunk.
Maya, he slurred. I messed up. What happened?
I asked. I was driving, he said.
Police came.
Why? I asked.
I had stuff, he whispered. My stomach dropped. Stuff.
I asked. Gun, he said.
And pills. I froze. Jason, where are you? Before he answered, I heard shouting. Sirens.
Doors.
Hands up. Then the call cut. 3 hours later, I got a message. Jason Carter arrested.
Charged with
illegal firearm, drug possession, intent to distribute, 5 felonies.
5.
He was 23. Already marked for life. I rushed to the station. My dad was there. Yelling. Blaming everyone. Except himself. This is your fault, he screamed at me. You filled his head with ideas. I laughed. A dry, broken laugh. You destroyed him, I said.
He pointed at me.
You think your robe makes you better? He shouted. Yes, I said quietly. It does. The case went to court.
Fast.
And when I saw the file, my heart stopped. Because Printed on the front page was, Presiding Judge, Maya Carter. My name, my courtroom, my brother, my father, together. And at the bottom of the file, a sealed note from Internal Affairs. Investigation pending. Evidence tampering. Linked to Robert Carter, my father, for planting the gun in Jason's car. I dropped the file because suddenly I understood. This wasn't just a case. It was a trap, a family war, and tomorrow I would have to face them in my courtroom, under oath, with cameras watching, and one wrong move could destroy us all. The courtroom was silent, so silent I could hear my own breathing. Every seat was full. Reporters, cameras, lawyers, strangers, all waiting, all watching, waiting for me to fail, waiting for me to break, waiting for the conflict of interest story. Judge sentences her own brother. That was the headline they wanted. I sat high on the bench, black robe, straight back, calm face, but inside, I was shaking, because right in front of me sat my father, Robert Carter, hands folded, jaw tight, eyes cold. Next to him, Jason, in chains, looking older than his age, looking tired, looking lost. He wouldn't meet my eyes. The clerk stood. All rise. Everyone stood, then sat. I cleared my throat. This court is now in session, I said.
My voice was steady.
Professional. Not a daughter. Not a sister. A judge. The prosecutor began. Long speech. About drugs. About danger. About guns. About bad choices. My dad nodded along, like he wasn't the one who taught Jason every bad habit. Then the defense lawyer spoke.
Weak. Scared.
Unprepared. Just like last time. I felt anger rise, but I held it down. Then it was time. Call the first witness, I said. The prosecutor stood. The state calls Robert Carter. My father froze. What? He whispered. His lawyer grabbed his arm. They're calling you, he said. He walked to the stand. Slowly. Sweating. I watched him. Every step. Every breath. He raised his hand. Swore to tell the truth. He lied with that same mouth before. He would try again. Mr. Carter, the prosecutor said. You discovered the gun, correct? Yes, my father said. In Jason's car. Did you touch it?
No.
Did you move it?
No.
Did you place it there?
No.
He looked confident. Too confident. My turn. Defense may cross, I said. And I leaned forward. Mr. Carter, I began. Do you own a silver toolbox? He blinked. Yes. Do you keep it in your garage? Yes. Inside that box, I said calmly, is a handgun cleaning kit, correct? Silence. Yes, he said. And inside that kit, I continued, is a cloth containing gunpowder residue? He shifted. I don't know. I nodded. Let's check. Gasps filled the room. The bailiff rolled in a cart. Evidence box. Sealed. Labeled. I had approved that search order myself. Quietly. Legally. Weeks ago. Exhibit 12. I said. The clerk opened it. Inside. The toolbox. Photos. Swabs. Reports. Forensic analysis shows, I said, that this cloth contains the same residue found on the gun in Jason's car. My dad's face strained. That means, I continued, you cleaned that weapon recently. No, he shouted. Objection, his lawyer cried. Overruled, I said. My voice was ice. Mr. Carter, I said. Why would you clean a gun you claim you never touched? He opened his mouth. Nothing came out. Then, I pressed harder. Let's talk about your phone. More gasps. I held up a document. Call logs, I said. From the night of Jason's arrest. I looked at him. You called Officer Brent Miller at 10:42 p.m. Murmurs. Officer Miller stood in the back. Pale. You called him 3 times, I said. Then met him behind your shop. No, my dad whispered. Security cameras show otherwise, I said. I turned to the screen. Video played. There he was. My father. Handing something. A bag. To the officer. The courtroom exploded. Shouting. Whispers. Cameras flashing. Order. I banged the gavel. Order. My father was shaking. You set me up, he stammered. I looked at him. For the first time in years. Not as a scared daughter. Not as a broken girl. But as a woman who survived. No, I said quietly. You set yourself up. Then I turned to Jason. Jason Carter, I said gently. Stand. He stood, trembling. Did you know about this gun? I asked. No, he cried. Did you ever sell drugs? I asked. No. Forensic testing, I said. Found no fingerprints of Jason Carter on the weapon. More gasps. No DNA. I continued. No residue. Nothing. The prosecutor dropped his head. He knew. It was over. I faced the court. This case has been corrupted, I said. By manipulation. By betrayal. By a father willing to destroy his son. My dad collapsed into his chair.
Crying. Begging.
Maya, please. I didn't look at him. Charges against Jason Carter, I said, are dismissed. Jason fell to his knees.
Sobbing. Free.
However, I continued, I am ordering the immediate arrest of Robert Carter. For evidence tampering. For obstruction. For conspiracy with a police officer. For child endangerment. 2 officers walked forward. My father screamed. No, you can't.
He reached for me.
Maya, I'm your father. I finally met his eyes. And said the words I had waited 7 years to say. You stopped being my father when you chose to destroy your children. They put cuffs on him. This time, not Jason. Him. As they led him away, he cried, begged, apologized. No one listened. The courtroom stood. Some clapped. Some cried. Some stared. Jason ran to me, hugged me, for the first time in years. I'm sorry, he whispered. I'm proud of you, I said. Outside, reporters swarmed. Judge Carter, how does it feel? I looked at the cameras. It feels like justice, I said. Today, Jason is in college, studying social work, helping kids like he was. I still wear my robe. Every day. And every time I walk into a courtroom, I remember the girl with dusty law books. The girl they tried to erase. She didn't disappear. She became the judge.